What up guys, it is Justice here. Welcome to another video. This is episode number 3 of the Slayer Sunday series, and I've waited a bit longer to create this video. Yes, I know it's not Sunday guys, but I did actually get the footage on Sunday. Just haven't commentated completely over it yet. The reason for that is because I was waiting for my pop shield to arrive to overlay it over my microphone essentially, so I can get a better sound quality for you guys. Because in my eyes, the most important attribute of a YouTube channel is the sound quality. Reason for that is because you're having to listen to my voice all the time in the video. The video content is important, yes, and the video footage, and especially the theme which goes throughout the video. However, sound quality is definitely at the paramount of importance to make a good YouTube channel. So I keep investing basically money into this, just to help grow my channel. Feedback's always welcome as well in terms of the sound quality. But yeah, let's get into this episode, shall we? So yeah guys, it is Wednesday night here, 11 o'clock PM, so quite late. But again, I've just got to find time to make this video. I absolutely love making videos. I enjoy it so much, and the reason why I'm staying up a bit later tonight, and you'd be like, what, 11 o'clock's late for you? It is when you wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning, but usually. However, I've got the next few days off work, which is absolutely fantastic. Gonna take my girlfriend away for the weekend somewhere. Not decided yet, but somewhere. Also getting my new car tomorrow, guys. A Seat Ibiza 1.4 Toka Sports Coupe. So really excited to pick that up. It's in Tectonic grey colour. Oh, it's just beautiful. Went to complete the finance and the deal yesterday. Just to have a look at the car as well, just before I go and actually pick it up. It looks beautiful, overwhelmed my expectations, can't wait to get that tomorrow. But this video isn't just going to be about my car. This video is actually going to be around, as you just saw there, with spiritual mages. Not the best task to do, but I was doing it with a good friend, Wikipedibus. A really good friend, been friends over a year now, quite similar as well, you know, in our life as well, working very hard on different things, in long-term relationships, but a great friend. And when referring to my previous Slayer Sundays video around the benefits of co-op, well, we decided to do some co-op Slayer again together, and spiritual mages came up, and yeah, we decided why the hell not, we'll go there. We know it's not that great anymore in terms of the experience, and it's, to be honest, it's not really that good anymore in terms of the drops either. However, we decided to go there because it was almost like reminiscing on the past. If any of you remember back in the day, if you slayed at spiritual mages, getting the level for spiritual mages was quite an accomplishment back then, and when you got that level, you headed straight over to the Zamorak area to kill them. Well, I did anyway, and dragon boots were quite expensive back then. You're looking at around 2 to 3 mil an hour at spiritual mages around 4 years ago, maybe a bit sooner than that. However, back then, that amount of money per hour was very good, and I used to, well, in my eyes, I thought it was anyway. That was back in the day when I was saving up for 30 mil for a Dragonfire shield, which looks really nice, by the way, the replica DFS, because I've got that. Any of you guys got that? Let me know in the comment section. I think it looks awesome from the Solomon store. But yeah, spiritual mages, it was definitely reminiscing the good old days, as many would say. However, I think the current day on RuneScape is a great day. I mean, people always reminisce on the old times, but the game has developed, and like anything, you need to adapt to change to remain competitive, and that's what RuneScape's doing. Another really good moment, to be honest, in my slaying career, as you could put it, is the Dark Beasts. So this was the first time I've ever had Dark Beasts as a task for Slayer, and I really enjoyed it. I had Ascensions lent off a friend with Armadillo. Yeah, a bit of controversy there, but no, it's keepsake really, or is it? You'll have to wait and see. So I had the Ascensions, and Dark Beasts are weak to bolts. Yeah, it was a really fun task, to be honest, and Dark Beasts do have a high chance of dropping the Serenic scales, which are around 300 to 400k GP at the moment. So you can get a few Serenic scales now since that was updated. Obviously more things were going to drop them. That was quite controversial when it happened, due to Serenic only really being out for a short period of time. I think it was within the month of Serenic being released. Serenic, by the way guys, for anyone who doesn't know, is level 90 range gear for power armor, DPSing. And it was quite a controversial thing because more monsters were dropping them. The Ascension dungeon bosses would drop them all the time, and the Dark Beasts started to drop them as well. So Serenic Armor is just dirt cheap now. You can buy it, oh, so cheap now. But I really did enjoy this trip. The experience was phenomenal as well. I was very, very happy with the experience which I gained. Didn't attract the exact experience, but all I can say is definitely do this task. It was very fast and quite fun as well, something different. You don't get allocated these much. If you do, maybe I'm just unlucky. Or you need 92 Slayer to get it, which I think you do. So yeah, all round, very fun boss to do in Curadel's dungeon as well. So the locations, you know, very convenient. As soon as you get the task, you know, if you have different gears in your inventory ready, you can pop straight into Curadel's dungeon and whack this task out and get it done, really. Just a small edit there. It does require level 90 Slayer to slay these Dark Beasts. Okay, so the next task I'm going to focus on after the Dark Beasts is the Gargoyles. Now, Gargoyles, oh, these are amazing. You're looking at around 125k experience per hour if you do these correctly. And by correctly, I mean you need to learn certain things from the Slayer Master, which I'll go through now. Okay, so if any of you guys watch my videos frequently, you will remember my Slayer Helmet Upgraded video, where I invested all of my points into upgrading the Slayer Helmet, which left me with pretty much no points. Now I've reaccumulated those points. As you can see, my current points are 729 on screen, and my idea was to invest and learn some new Slayer abilities, such as learn how to deliver killing blows quicker. Now this costs a whopping 400 points, however it's well worth it for those odd tasks where you need an extra item in your inventory to finish off the monster. So a prime example of that is the Gargoyles, and these Gargoyles, like I said, can be extreme experience, very, very good for Slayer, and it's worth investing the 400 points for that long-term benefit of when you get multiple Gargoyle tasks. Basically, you don't need to use your hammer or right click on the Gargoyle and click smash. It will just automatically kill them as long as you've got the rock hammer in your inventory. Don't be a noob like me. Go there and just ask yourself, why are they not dying? Yes, it's because you don't have the rock hammer in your inventory, you idiot. So yeah, that was me. So don't be as newbie as me, basically. This is good if you're watching this, to be honest, and you've not done this before, because you won't make that same mistake. And it's not that I'm being such a noob, to be honest, or I'm just making myself feel better, but I'm pretty certain most people make that mistake. I tell myself. I mean, essentially, logically, I just thought, well, if I learn the ability, I don't need to do anything except for just kill them, and it'll just kill them. But nope, you still have to have the item in your inventory, which also makes logical sense, I guess. So this guy here, actually, just a random dude at the same place. He was comp caped, and I was saying to him, oh, you going for the level 120 Slayer cape? And he was like, nah, I'm just here because I enjoy slaying. I think that's awesome, just doing what you enjoy, and he's still enjoying the game. He's not got that post-comp syndrome, which many max and comp capers, and even trimmed, probably mostly trimmed as well, end up going through or seem to go through. And they call it the post-max syndrome, PMS. Yes, PMS. I'm not even going to bother going into that again. Women will know what I mean, and probably most men by PMS, but I'm not even going to go into that subject. Yeah, moving on. Another ferocious ring baby, oh yeah. I'm getting these quite a lot, actually. I'm getting enough just to keep me going, essentially. I never actually have to run to Curadel anymore. I can now be a lazy sod and just teleport with my Slayer Helmet. Beautiful mechanism on the game. I love you so much, Slayer Helmet. Now again, Mithril Dragons, my favourite task on the game. To be honest, dragons in general are my favourite task on the game. I just wish you got more of them. I mean, 20 Mithril Dragons are nothing compared to, you know, back in the day, maybe when it took longer to kill them, when they first came out, things like that. But nowadays, you know, when you've got Virtus level 80 weaponry or above, and they're weak to magic, where magic is, you know, very substantial in the game at the moment with Concentrated Blast. And in relation to Concentrated Blast, as you can see on my inventory bar, with Revolution, once you've set that up, you can alternate where you want your basic abilities on your bar. So I strongly recommend having Concentrated Blast before Combust, because Combust really, it's almost ineffective really in terms of DPSing. It doesn't really have much of a difference or an addition to your DPS or speeding it up. So definitely recommend Concentrated Blast to have that on the third option at least, because then you can use it more frequently. And you'll notice me using it a lot, and it automatically goes to the next available basic ability. Now, I think Jagex do need to adapt the way certain things in the game work. So as weapons increase, as things get easier, because you've got more powerful weapons, I feel like they should either increase the amount of monsters per task on certain monsters. So the easier ones, to be honest, essentially you could just reduce them because they're kind of pointless, or maybe make it level based. I don't know. You can just skip those, I guess. But these ones are really good experience, and I feel like they should increase them. I don't know what your thoughts are, but 20 Mithril dragons a task is kind of pointless. You can get it done in like 10 minutes, or less, to be honest. Yeah, definitely even less than that. It's a very quick task, quick experience, but I feel like it'd be a lot better just to have it for an hour. But then people would argue, well, then it would just be OP. Yeah, maybe you got pros and cons to it. I just feel to make the game more embraced, or to make you as a character and a player more immersed into the Slayer task, it would be good to make these dragon tasks a bit longer, because I do feel they are my favorite tasks anyway, my favorite monsters to kill on the game. That actually leads me into a good question. What is your favorite Slayer task? What is your favorite monster to kill whilst conducting the Slayer skill? So yeah guys, it is Monday, the last day of my holiday. I'm just commentating over the Slayer Sundays video again. Like I said, this is a longer video, so every so often I'll just chip in each day with different footage, different commentary. But my past few days off have been great. I've been PVMing a lot. I bought myself some Seismic Wand and Orb. Still Dragon task at the moment. Got a Dragon Plate leg drop, as you can see on screen, which I'm quite happy about. I remember when you used to get Dragon Plate legs or skirts, you just used to be overwhelmed, because they used to be worth so much money back then. About 2 mil each, and now they're worth about 100k, I think. Ridiculous. Funny how things change. And as you can see on screen, I'm just at a comp cape party with El Tiger, also known as Joe to me. Great friend, and a big shout out to you, mate. Congratulations in getting this amazing achievement on the game, so well done. And just a big thank you for supporting me on this channel, all the way from square one when I had like 0 subscribers or 20 subs, all the way up till now, so thanks, mate. And now moving on to my next task. And yeah, back to dragons, my favourite task. To be honest, I have recently done Airuts as well, which are sort of swaying me a little bit to that task being one of my favourites, just due to the experience. But in terms of enjoyment still, definitely dragons, my favourite one. Pure satisfaction out of absolutely ripping them. And I have upgraded my setup now with Seismic Wand and Orb, as you can see on screen. And I can just say, if you can ever get yourself to getting the Seismic Wand and Orb, it's a great feeling to actually own a pair. Own a pair. But yeah, it's great to actually own the best weapons in the game. It took a while, you know, stacking up your bank to be able to afford them. But it's definitely worth it. I make my money through PVM, as you're well aware, via my videos. And I decided to, you know, suck it in and actually invest a big pot of my bank to buying these weapons. And to be honest, it's going to help me on the Slayer Sundays series as well. I do plan on making my money back through PVM with the Seismics, and the way I look at it is just not to think too much about how much they are worth. Don't go on the friends chat 24/7, the 90 Weapons PC chat, just to check the price to see if they're dropping. There's no point panicking yourself. It doesn't help when you've got people in the clan chat who are constantly saying, oh, they're dropping, oh, like joking about. But to be honest, it doesn't really bother me anymore. I plan on keeping them for the future, the near future, and really just getting more satisfaction out of the game. You know, if you work hard, getting that money and increasing your bank, you might as well spend it and enjoy the game more at the end of the day. Alright, so on to my next task. As you can see, I'm at the mutated Jadinko lair, and this is the first time I've actually killed the male Jadinkos. These ones aren't the male ones. I'm just making my way now around to the back of this dungeon, or lair as you call it. Now, this is a proper weird place. You know, when I first came here, I felt a bit claustrophobic, even though it's just a game, obviously. But it just feels weird being in here, and I kept clicking on the bloody vines by accident, the chopping vines. This must be a place where you can train woodcutting, because I see people chopping vines. Obviously, you max capers or comp capers or 99 woodcutters out there will probably comment below. Let me know. You know, I could just research it, obviously, but I've not got time at the moment to do that. But I'm guessing it is a woodcutting area. But this place, decent experience. It's around 96k Slayer experience per hour here. Maybe a bit more that I'm using seismics because it is the max tier weapons to use. Again, I just use seismics now everywhere. These guys I think are weak to melee Drygores, however seismics just absolutely rip them to shreds, and it saves me running about as much, which at the end of the day that's why you use magic. There you go, chopping over a vine by accident there. But yeah, seismics I'm using here, 96k, probably more per hour. Quite a fun task to do, something different. However, after a while it did get a bit boring. I will be doing this task in the future if I get them, because the experience is pretty decent. You know, anything which is reaching close to 100k an hour or plus is definitely worth doing as a Slayer task. So I will be doing them. Not the most enjoyable task though, so I'm going to skip on to my next one. One thing to note though, it does remind me of Godzilla the movie. If you've watched that before, you'll understand how I feel like there should just be huge eggs, and then just a huge one of these just appear out of nowhere as like a boss or something which you have to kill. I mean, that would be pretty epic if you could go and kill a huge one of these, and I mean huge, like Virago size scale, like dinosaur looking thing. Anyway, moving on to my next task. Alright, so now onto the Black Demon task. A lot of people do skip this task, however, with a cannon, it's very AFKable, and it's decent XP per hour if you use a cannon. It's a bit expensive obviously to use one, and there's not many tasks which you can use a cannon for these days, but if you want to utilize it and be a bit more AFKable whilst watching a movie or whatever, this is a great task for that, especially when you can just sunshine every so often. And with seismic, again, I was just ripping through each one of them. I didn't even need overloads or prayer. I really didn't even need that with seismic. That's a good part of it. I mean, obviously you're losing money when you have to repair them, but then I'm not spending money on overloads, yeah, or as many prayer pots. Either way, I enjoyed it here. It got a bit overcrowded, but as you can see, I've got literally all of them on me. It was great fun. Had like at one point all of them in a circle and was just absolutely taking them out. I should have been using chain ability a bit more frequently on this task though. I think that would have been a bit more effective. Alright, so on to probably my second favourite task in the game, Airut compared to dragons. Airuts are amazing for experience. If you've watched my recent video, Airut Slayer task, 170k experience per hour with seismics. It is just phenomenal, the experience here. A great task to do. Really good drops as well. You can make up to 5 mil here per hour if you pick them all up and if you bank the bones. However, I'm using a bone crusher and demon horn necklace to actually gain prayer experience whilst being here. You'll actually see me gain 96 prayer as well on screen. I'll show a screenshot. And there it is, guys, 96 prayer just from killing Slayer monsters. That's definitely a great aspect of Bone Crusher. If you've not got 99 prayer, you should definitely be utilising the Bone Crusher and Demon Horn Necklace. It saves you using prayer potions. Most monsters, when you're slaying, drop bones, which allow you to utilise the Bone Crusher, so well worth doing it. I'm just going to skip to my next task now, but like I said, Airuts, amazing monsters to kill. If you haven't watched my Airuts video, go and watch it. It's a bit of a guide as well, tells you how to best kill them. As you can see, the Airut then just stood up. It was on all fours before. When it's on all fours, it's in range stance, and therefore it's completely defensive against magic, so it's no point using that because you will just splash. When the Airuts are standing up, they are very weak to magic, and that's when you can start to really rip them to shreds. So yeah, definitely watch that video which I've made. I think it's my most recent upload actually. Definitely worthwhile watching for that. Oh, and just while I remember, it was a very good task in terms of money. I did bank most of it with my yak. However, I got 4 Serenic Scales in one task. I got about 5 mask pieces, Tusker mask pieces. And I didn't get a couple of the pieces though, which I needed to make the full mask, so obviously I'll just keep banking those. Eventually, after a couple of Slayer tasks, I will be able to make probably a couple of them, and I'll look into what rewards they actually give me, so that'll be interesting. Hello guys, so it's the time in the video where I do the price check of how much loot I've actually gained over this week, and in this case it's actually the past couple of weeks in terms of slaying. So from what I remember, the last Slayer tab was around 16 mil, I think, from what I remember, so I can't even fit it all in my inventory. I've got that much loot at the moment, so I'm just going to price check everything in my inventory here, as you can see, and then I've got a malevolent energy there just to block off the other half there. Battalions isn't included because you can't get Virago on a Slayer task, but most of these are included in terms of Slayer loot. So what I'll do is price check everything in my inventory, and then once I've done that, I'll make a note of the price, dump all that back in the bank, and then price check all that. Once I've added it all up, I'll get right back to you. Alright, we'll price check this first inventory batch first, and we deposit all. So already, wow, this is already overwhelmed me a bit. So 21.3 mil already, just in that inventory. So now I'm gonna do the other inventory now, guys, so bring it back, just give me a second. Alright, so the second batch, the second inventory adds up to a total of 5.4 mil. So yeah, the majority of it was in the other inventory. So together, you're looking at around 26.78 mil. So that's 26.78 mil, and I'll put that on the screen in next to a few little coins as an image on the screen. So far, only one effigy as well. After 3.2 million Slayer experience, just one effigy, so that's quite disappointing. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching as always, and happy scaping. See you in my next video. Bye.